Hi guys, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my March TBR. So, if you can hear what literally sounds like my neighbor maybe summoning a demon or an alien, sorry about that. It literally just started as soon as I hit record. I don't know why I cannot win. But yeah, I don't know what the heck I don't know if it's my neighbors. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, sorry if you hear any odd noises. It really does sound like an alien maybe is landing. But anyway, I'm here to do my March TBR, not speculate on what the heck my neighbors are doing. So yeah, in March, I have no concrete plans. I am going to try and participate in a readathon, probably either the Buzzwordathon or the Witchathon. Probably not both, I say now, and then maybe in 2 weeks I have a reading vlog for both. But yeah, we'll see. And I'll either have separate TBR videos for whatever readathon I'm going to do, or I'll just talk about it in the reading vlog I end up doing. But yeah, so those are my only concrete plans for March. I'm now going back to a regular kind of TBR video. But yeah, first we have the books that I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading 3 books. This is 3 books. First, I'm currently reading On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. And yeah, this is a definitely very, very hype book because Angie Thomas wrote The Hate U Give, which is behind me. I would get up and get it, but I don't want to. I know I said I'm gonna try and avoid reading books about Black trauma, but as far as I know, this isn't really exactly that. It's more focused on Brie, becoming a rapper and that kind of stuff. I'm currently, I don't know where I am. I think I'm on chapter 3 or 4. I was listening to the audiobook and then this came in the mail. So I'm going to switch to the physical copy, and I'm also supposed to be buddy reading this with my friend V, who doesn't have a channel anymore, but I'm constantly trying to convince her to upload to her channel again, so this is more peer pressure. At least on the audiobook, it definitely reads quickly, so I'm pretty confident I'll have this done by the end of the month. The second book that I'm currently reading is Black Enough, edited by Ibi Zavoy. I'm on page 312, so I think I have 3 or 4 stories left. I could reasonably finish this today. Honestly, it's March 2nd, 3rd, March 3rd. I don't know what day it is. The first week of March though. So I could reasonably finish this today if I open the book, but I probably won't. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. It's an anthology, And the last book that I'm currently reading is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This is a pretty popular literary fiction where we follow a mixed Asian American family. The dad is Chinese and the mom is white. And we follow kind of the whole family after the middle child dies. And we see how that affects the family and the whole thing around the family, I guess. And it's historical fiction, I should say. I don't know how historical, I'm not really sure what year it is, but it's definitely, I want to say the 60s or 70s. It's definitely in the past. It's interesting so far. Right now I think I'm 3 hours into the audiobook. I didn't really check. It's kind of hard to get into, but I am liking it so far. Next, I have 2 new releases that are coming out in the month of March. They might be out by the time you see this video. In all likelihood, they probably will be out by the time you see this video, but I have arcs of them, so I want to talk about them, and I do want to try and read them this month. The Mermaid's Voice returns in this one by Amanda Lovelace. This is the 3rd and final book in her poetry collection, anthology series thing that are all feminism centered, that kind of stuff. I really liked the first one, didn't like the second one so much, and the third one, I don't know how I'll feel about it. The second March arc I have is The Everlasting Rose by Danielle Clayton. This is the second book I don't know why I keep holding both hands. This is the second book in the Bells, I think it's going to be a trilogy. I have the Bells up there. You definitely can't see that. Book series is set in a fantasy world that's full of opulence, and it's very focused on beauty. In this world, everyone is born gray except for certain girls called Bells who are not born gray, and they have the ability to color and decorate everyone else. So you can buy any physical attribute you want. They're all very focused on fashion and things like that. So we follow one of the Bells, Camellia, who wants to be the favorite, the best belle, who works in the palace with the queen. But once she gets to the palace, she realizes everything may not be as it seems. The first book kind of ended on a cliffhanger, kind of, sort of. And I was looking forward to the second book, and I requested an arc from NetGalley, and I got it. So thanks to them. And both of these arcs come out on March 5th. Next, we have some books that I just picked up off my TBR, like whatever, like I don't know, just some books that I feel like reading this month. First, we have The Bullet Journal Method by writer Carol. This is what the title says, I guess. It's like a book on like how to have a bullet journal, not really how to have a bullet journal, but like expanding your bullet journal in a way and like seeing if you can get more out of your bullet journal and like finding ways to do that. So this is really intriguing to me. If you don't know, I have a bullet journal. I've done flip throughs of my past two. I was gonna do like a setup video, but then I never did it. So I can show you the spreads I have for 2019 if you want. Let me know if you want that. Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I should have looked it up before and I apologize for that. If you've been in a bookstore like in the past like year or so, you've definitely seen this on like one of their bestsellers lists. The subtitle is A Brief History of Humankind. So it's supposed to go over like how humans have been like since humanity has existed. And it seems really interesting. I've heard good things about it. Gives you a lot to think about. So I've been on hold for this at the library for maybe a year now, and I finally got it in, so I want to read it this month because there's no way I'm ever getting the audiobook back again within a reasonable amount of time at this point. So this is high on the priority list of audiobooks I want to read this month. Similarly to that, as in high on the priority list, I have China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. This is the second book in the Crazy Rich Asians series. I read Crazy Rich Asians in August, I want to say. And I really liked it. I enjoyed it. So I decided to keep going in the audiobook format. And again, I've been waiting on this book since August, like the audiobook. So I really want to read it this month. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to get it again until next August. And if you don't know, the Crazy Rich Asians series follows Rachel. It follows a bunch of people in this, but the main character is Rachel, who was dating her boyfriend, who then invites her to go to Singapore to visit his family. And when she gets there, she finds out that her boyfriend is actually crazy rich and comes from this family of crazy rich Asians, basically, and hijinks ensue. Anne of the Island by L.M. Montgomery. This is the third book in the Anne of Green Gables series, and I'm trying to read at least one of these a year. I guess I could potentially finish the series by the end of the year, I guess, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, this one is on my 2019 TBR, and so I'd like to get this read because, you know, I should try and read one of those books a month. Anne of Green Gables just follows this girl named Anne who ends up being adopted by an older pair of siblings, and she's like a really nice, happy-go-lucky girl, and you just kind of follow her grow up and throughout her life in the series. So the first one was like her childhood, and the second one she's around 16, and then I think this one she's going to go off to college. The Carnivorous Carnival by Lemony Snicket. This is the 9th book in the A Series of Unfortunate Events series. I was going to say trilogy, even though that doesn't make any sense. I've been trying to reread the A Series of Unfortunate Events series kind of in tandem with watching the Netflix show. And my plan, like last month, I was gonna finish the second season and then I'm gonna take a break from A Series of Unfortunate Events because it's kind of depressing. I don't know if you know that based on the title, but yeah. So I was planning to take a break, but I didn't realize that the 9th book was part of the second season because in my head, A Series of Unfortunate Events is only 12 books, but it's actually 13. So I didn't realize it wouldn't be even, all the seasons wouldn't be even. I thought they were gonna do 8 episodes per season, but this one has 10. Anyway, the second season includes the Carnivorous Carnival. I didn't read it, and then I got to that episode, and I was like, oh, I still want to read it before I watch the show. So I'm going to read this book and then finish the second season, and then I'm going to take a break from A Series of Unfortunate Events for like a month or so, and then I'll get back into rereading the books and watching the show. And yeah, that was a long explanation that you didn't care about, but now I'm telling you. And lastly, we have The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. I was lucky enough to get an arc of this in January, but I didn't have time to read it in January, and then February I was trying to read all Black authors, but now it's March, so I'm going to give this a try. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about this, so I'm really excited to read it. As far as I know people don't like this comparison, but what the synopsis sounds like to me, sounds like Six of Crows set in like historical Paris, France, which people don't like the comparison, but that description would sell me on this book. And lastly, I'm finally bringing back my random picks. If you don't know, normally during my monthly TBRs, I use a random number generator and your comments to pick out 3 books off of my Goodreads TBR, and then I try and read one of those 3 during that month. If I don't end up reading one of the books, then I end up pushing one of them onto my next month's TBR. So I do end up reading at least one, hopefully, eventually. So this month, since I haven't done this in a while. I had no comments to use, so I just used the random number generator, and the 3 books that I picked: Tumbling by Kayla Carter. I don't remember what this is. I should have looked up the synopses for these books, but I didn't because they're random. But I know that it's about gymnastics. The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This has been on my TBR for quite a while. I actually own the first 2 books on ebook, so if I really like the first book, then I could go on to the second book. I don't know if it's classified as dystopian, but certain kids have powers, I think. The main character is trying to decide between bad or good, something like that. This is a terrible synopsis, don't listen to me. And lastly, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. This has shown up in previous random picks, I think. But this is a nonfiction book that is supposed to be about this phenomenon. I don't know if it's like phenomenon is the right word, but basically Henrietta Lacks was a woman who was sick. I'm not really sure what she was sick with, but she was like being taken care of by doctors. She was like in the hospital. And the hospital like scraped her cells or something, and then they figured out that her cells weren't like dying, or they were like regenerating or something. There was something special about her cells, and they figured out that they could use that for like their research and stuff. And so her cells ended up like being a huge change in like modern medicine and like research and things like that. But they never told Henrietta Lacks that they took her cells. She never received any compensation for that. And so I think this is about like that whole story. And I think this also goes on to what happened after her family found out that her cells were being used without her permission or notice. So hopefully that was a good enough explanation. I don't know. If you want a good synopsis, you gotta look at my wrap-ups. So that's the end of my March TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. In the comments down below, leave me a number between 1 and 420 so that I can use it for next month's random picks. And also let me know about any books that you're excited to read in the month of March in the comments down below as well. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make more videos where I talk about books. Follow me on my social media. I have Twitter and Goodreads if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, what's happening, you know. I don't know why I said it like that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.